Hello everybody, I'm Hannah. Thanks for coming to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about every single book that I plan to read in July. So first up, let's go through all of the arcs I'm planning on reading in July. I am filming this on June 22nd, I believe. And so I'm already like pretty far, like a little over a third through June. And there's a lot of arcs on my current TBR list that I don't think I'm gonna get to. So I have a feeling there will be a lot of rollover from June to July. But the arcs that I have on deck for July are all published in September. So the ones that we'll be getting to at some point, possibly not in July, are A Land So Wide by Erin A. Craig. I have not read anything by this author yet, but this sounded like a super interesting book, so I'm excited to read it. And I'm gonna put these up either here or here. We'll see which one. Spellcaster by Jaymin Eve. Same thing. I have not heard actually of this author at all and don't really know much about this book, but sounded interesting, so I requested it. The Guardians of Dreamdark, Wind Witch by Laini Taylor. I've read what is that book called? Hold please. Daughter of Smoke and Bone. And then the sequels are Days of Blood and Starlight and Dreams of Gods and Monsters. So I really just like combined all of those titles and invented a new series. But anyway, I've read that trilogy by Laini Taylor and really loved it. So I'm excited to see what else she's got going on. I've got The Sleepless by Jen Williams. Same thing. Never heard of this person. Loved the cover. The Weaver Bride by Lydia Gregorovich. If I'm not saying that right, high chance that that's the case. Apologies. So all of those arcs, I believe there's 1, 2, how many did I just say? 5 of those are all published in September. So I will get to them at some point. Again, may not be in July, but those are all coming down the pike. So you'll see those on my channel at some point. And then next I've got my reread. I'm rereading one SJM book a month for this whole year. So July's book is going to be Empire of Storms. I flipped the order of Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms. So I'm reading Tower of Dawn now and I'll be reading Empire of Storms in July. I really like reading it this way. I do not think you should unless you are rereading it. There are small spoilers for some things that happen in Empire of Storms in Tower of Dawn. So again, if you're reading for the first time, either read Empire of Storms first or read them together, but don't read Tower of Dawn first. Do as I say, not as I do. She is a thick girl, so that'll probably take up a solid chunk of time. And then I have some planned reads already. So one of those is going to be A Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan. This is a fairy loot book, which is why it's so gorgeous. This one is the first in a series, but the series itself is set in the same world as her Firelight trilogy. This is my co-host Captain. He is being extremely obnoxious. As I was saying, first in series, but it's set in the same universe as another trilogy she wrote, which is Firelight, Vanish, and Hidden, I think are what they're called. I don't know what the actual series name is, but my hope is that I finish that trilogy in June and then I can hop to this one in July, and then I have an arc of the sequel to this that I will be reading eventually in October. I don't know, probably August. I think that would be why I planned it that way. Anyway, next up, Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan. This naked cover is super pretty too. It's like dragon scales. Look at that. Watch me mess up my own book cover. Okay, there. She's back, ladies. Next, we've got the Happily Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. I have read her most recent trilogy, so I read A Part of Your World, Yours Truly, Just for the Summer. Loved all of them. And then I read The Friend Zone, not this month, but in May, or maybe in April. I don't remember. A couple months ago. And so this is the next in that series. I'm trying to read through her whole backlist before I get to Say You'll Remember Me, even though I have that one on my shelves already. So this one is next up. I hear super good things about this book, so I'm very excited about it. And then next is, I always want to call these The Red Queen, The Glass Sword, but it's just Red Queen, Glass Sword. So this is the second in the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. I still don't know how to say her name. I am buddy reading these with Faye. I read Red Queen this month. I just finished it a couple of days ago and I absolutely loved it. So I'm really excited to keep going. These were all published. The first one was published in 2015. So this is probably 2016? Yes. 2016. And so they're kind of older, but it's really fun to go and see kind of one of the more influential romantasy series, because there are so many authors now that kind of look to this for inspiration, and you can really tell when you're reading it because it doesn't feel as tropey, but it has, like, you can tell a lot of places have totally pulled from this, including Powerless by Lauren Roberts, but she openly says that, so it's not a surprise. But yes, Glass Sword is on there. Altogether, that's so far 9 planned reads. Normally when I'm doing the number generator, I'll do the difference between whatever number I have and 20. This time I think I'm gonna be doing the difference between 15 because like I said, I'm anticipating a lot of arcs are going to roll over into July, and I think it'll really stress me out if I have so many books because I really have not finished a TBR since starting to do these hopefuls videos, and I would really like to do that. I don't have to, it's not the end of the world if I don't, but my, type C heart would be happy if I kind of got to check off that box. So we're gonna do 6 number generator spins. We'll see how that goes. I don't think my numbers are up to date, so let me go update that really quick, and then we will be able to jump in with a very clear picture of how many numbers are on the TBR, how many books are on the TBR. Everybody has a number now. So couple of rules with the number generator. 1, if it lands on a book that's in the middle of a series, I pick the first book from that series instead. That's just to prevent, obviously, confusion. I think that's really it. I don't really put them back, but I also don't promise to read every single one. So if there's one that I'm like, wow, I'm not feeling this at all, I won't just like spin a new one, but I'm also probably not going to read it anyway. Do with that what you will. Some things that I'm hoping for this month. I am trying desperately to get through my book of the month books, so I would really like to pick a couple of those if I can. Obviously, there's only 6 books, and that's a pretty small percentage of my actual TBR, our book of the month books. So we'll see how that goes. And I really think that's it. I feel like I do have a lot of fantasies that I need to read, so it would be nice to get some romance in there. We'll see how it goes. So first pick, let's go. We actually spun last month with 714 books. So funny because it still had that number saved in there. So out of 714 books on my TBR. Next one that we'll be reading is number 251. Which is, one moment. Okay, great. This is actually a book of the month book, I think. Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. Ask and you shall receive, apparently. Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This is one of her first young adult romance, I believe. And it's got like a chess vibe to it, which I really like chess. I'm kind of a closet nerd about it, but I love chess. So I'm really excited to read this one. Everybody that's read it has really great things to say about it, so I'm excited to see what that's about. It's our first pick. We got 5 more. Spinning again. All right, next we've got 621. Oh wow, I've had this one on my TBR for forever. The next one is The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. This is a dog book that will probably make me cry. I got this one forever ago, back when I just started reading again as an adult, and I just had it on my shelf for forever. So I'm very excited to get to this one, actually. Cry probably at least weekly thinking about Captain getting old, so I should be super stable and able to handle this for sure. It's the next one, number 2. All right, next choice is spinning right now. I was like, let's get something other than fantasy and let's get a book of the month book, and my TBR said bet. Next one is number 586, which is kind of close by. Oh no, I can tell you now I'm probably not going to get to this one this month. This is Priori of the Orange Tree. This is like probably one of the thickest books that I own, and it's yellowing. Poor thing. It was stuck in the sun for a while. Yeah, I don't really see myself reading this next month, but I can try. I was like, I'm gonna have a shorter TBR because I don't get through my books. My TBR was like, what about an 800 page book? I don't actually know if this is 800 pages. Oh, nope, yep, 804 pages. Perfect. I feel like, gosh, what's her name? Whoever plays Daenerys when she does like face? It's me right now. Anyway, so that's on there. The Priori of the Orange Tree. Nice. Okay, we've got 3 more. Let's see what the next number is. It is spinning right now. Want to manifest like a short book. Number 65. I always get like really tickled when it's only like a 2-digit number. Makes me feel like I have a short TBR, even though in reality, statistically, all my picks are gonna be 3-digit ones. 65, is that what I said? I think this one's been on my TBR before and then I didn't get to it. So this is Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. I really love Olivia Blake's writing. I've only read One for My Enemy by her, but it was one of my favorites that month. I still think about that book all the time. So this is Masters of Death by her, and I don't really know that much about it. Vampires. Viola is a struggling real estate agent and a vampire, but her biggest problem currently is that the house she needs to sell is haunted. The ghost haunting the mansion has been murdered, and until he can solve the mystery of how he died, he refuses to move on. Fox Demora is a medium. Okay, Boys Named Fox already got me. And though he is most definitely a shameless fraud, he isn't entirely without his uses, seeing as he's actually the godson of death. Yeah, this sounds very interesting. Blurb by Chloe Gong. Perfect, I'm sold. Master of Death by Olivia Blake. Masters of Death. Next choice is spinning right now. Again, manifesting a short book, because Masters of Death is not short. I don't know how long it is. I was trying to see how long it was, and it just had an excerpt from One for My Enemy. I was like, I know these characters. 384 pages, so it's not crazy long, but it's not like short. Next pick is 659. I feel like that was also super close to the other numbers. Burying Water by K.A. Tucker. I don't remember what the first one of this series is, so let's go look. Oh, okay, well, it is the first book in the series, so that's perfect. Burying Water. There's basically no books that K.A. Tucker has written that I don't like, but I am a little bit nervous about this one. It's Burying Water by K.A. Tucker. Don't own any of the rest of the books in this series. There's 4 of them, I believe. This will be an interesting one. We'll see if I get to it. I think they're all on Kindle Unlimited too. If I really wanted to continue, but I didn't want to buy another book, that's where I'd go. I'm also hesitant because I haven't finished the last series that I started by her, which started with 10 Tiny Breaths. I almost want to do the sequel to that instead, but I won't. I'll be good. Burying Water. Our last blind pick for this TBR. This is stacking up pretty good. Also, this is not a short book either, so really I should just quit. This is 350, which isn't terrible. Last number is 235. Let's go see what 235 is. Oh, okay, interesting. I don't think that this is a sequel, but in my head it was a sequel to The Nightingale for the longest time. This is Homefront by Kristen Hanna. This is Homefront by Kristen Hanna. I thought it was World War II, but I don't think it's World War II. I guess we'll see what it is, but this is Homefront by Kristen Hanna. And that is my last book on the TBR this month. So let's go through them again really quick. We'll list the arcs first. I'll put them all up here. So we've got A Land So Wide, Spellcaster, The Guardians of Dreamdark, Wind Witch, The Sleepless, The Weaver Bride, and then we've got Empire of Storms, A Fire in the Sky, Glass Sword, The Happily Ever After playlist, Homefront, Burying Water, Masters of Death, Priori of the Orange Tree. This hurts just to pick it up. The Art of Racing in the Rain, and Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. That is everything. If you've read any of these books or you have any thoughts on them, if they're on your TBR, go ahead and drop a comment and let me know. Otherwise, we will be seeing you next time. Thanks so much for watching.